Welcome to the very first episode of Nicole Cato, messy, motivated, made for more. All right. You ever have a moment where your own life catches you off guard? Not some big dramatic explosion, just a quiet, slow fade. One day you're on top of everything, and the next you're staring at a to-do list like it's personally betrayed you. You're exhausted and pissed, and you can't even tell where burnout ends and where you begin. That's where I was, and maybe where you are too. Because here's the truth. People like us, the doers, the leaders, the ones who hold up entire households, classrooms, teams, organizations, dreams, we don't usually get to fall apart out loud. We're expected to keep it moving, smile through it, push past it, and finally I said, no frickin' more. This is your permission slip to stop performing and start reclaiming, not just your time, your whole damn self. So let's talk about it. All of it. All right, when you start to disappear, let me ask you something, and be real with yourself. Have you ever been showing up in your life or just performing in it? Because I spent years living in service to everyone else's schedule, students, players, kids, emails, expectations, and it got to the point where I was running a full-blown life on autopilot, but I couldn't remember the last time I laughed from my gut, created something just for me, or dreamed without guilt. That's not living, that's surviving. And what broke me wasn't weakness, it was neglect. Neglecting my own boundaries, my own voice, my own word. We talk about betrayal like it's always between people, but you know what hurts most? When you betray yourself. You said it. I know you have. I don't even know who I am anymore. And here's the gut punch. That line doesn't come from laziness. It doesn't come from failure. It doesn't come from overfunctioning. So busy being everything for everyone that your own reflection feels like a stranger. So let's say it together. I'm not lost. I'm layered. You've still got the fire. You've just buried it under survival. But we're digging it out today, one truth at a time. I didn't choose the pause. My body did. Medical leave wasn't part of my plan, trust me. But now I'm grateful for the break that broke me. Because here's what nobody tells you. Rest isn't weakness. Silence isn't laziness. Pausing isn't quitting. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is just shut it all down so you can finally hear yourself think. Not everyone will understand that, and that's okay. Because this season, it's not about proving anything. It's about healing everything. Anymore. Let me tell you something right now. More doesn't mean hustle harder. More doesn't mean burn out prettier. More doesn't mean prove your worth to people who can't see your value anyways. Made for more means more alignment, more truth, more peace, more unapologetic joy, more messy, meaningful human moments that aren't optimized for Instagram but feel like freedom. Because listen, I've coached through grief, taught through panic, parented through hormonal chaos, money stress, and the kind of exhaustion that doesn't go away after 8 hours of sleep. And still, I've been expected to smile and show up like nothing's wrong. We're not doing that anymore. The comeback starts now. I want you to remember this. Your healing doesn't have to be graceful. Your comeback doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need a vision board, a podcast mic, or a new job title to start returning to yourself. You just need one choice. Choose yourself. Every time you choose your own voice, your own rhythm, your own pace, you build a life that fits you instead of performing in one that suffocates you. So take the nap. Say the no. Speak the boundary. Pull back your energy. Dream again. Start messy if you have to. But frickin' start. Please. Leadership shouldn't cost yourself. Let's talk about leadership because that's what you are, whether you own the title or not. Moms are leaders, dads, teachers, coaches, older siblings, caregivers, volunteers, teammates, creators. But here's what no one tells you. Leadership will drain you dry if you don't learn to lead yourself first. I spent years thinking the best leaders were the ones who were the most available. Always on, always responsive, always yes. Wrong. The best leaders I know, they rest, they reflect, they say, not right now. They own their limits without guilt. Because when you lead from depletion, you're not leading, you're bleeding. And eventually you'll resent everything you once loved. So if you're tired of leading while you're empty, start here. What would it look like to protect your peace? Like you protect your people. What if you stopped shrinking yourself to be liked and started leading from being rooted? All right, let's call this out. Motherhood is the most underpaid, overexpected, emotionally draining job on the planet. You're the cook, nurse, therapist, chauffeur, academic advisor, party planner, and emotional regulator, sometimes all before 7 a.m. I want you to hear this. You are not too sensitive for needing space. You're not too much for having a voice. You're not failing for wanting something outside of your family roles. Motherhood isn't matrodom, and we don't need to earn love through exhaustion. All right, when your identity unravels, this part is personal. When I stopped teaching, stopped pushing through the chaos, I started unraveling because my identity had been built around how much I did for other people. Without the emails, the practices, the lesson plans, the to-do list, I had to sit with me. And it was so freaking uncomfortable. But you know what happened when I finally stopped performing? I started healing. I started listening, and I realized I'm not just what I do. I'm who I am when no one's watching, and so are you. If you've been scared of the unraveling, let me tell you, that thread you're afraid to pull, it might be the very thing that sets you free. Your mess is not a liability, it's a launch pad. I've said it before and I'll say it louder. Your mess isn't a mistake. It's the evidence of movement. You want to know who I trust? Not the people with perfect skin and perfect lives and perfect answers. I trust the ones who've been cracked open, gone quiet, healed ugly, and came back with softer eyes and stronger spines. I trust the people who've wrestled with their own reflection and didn't flinch. So if you're in a messy season right now, don't you dare hide it. Let it be part of your power. Let it shape your voice. Let it fuel the version of you that's no longer afraid to take up space. All right, here's the messy playbook practical steps. You didn't think I was going to let you walk away without some strategy, right? Here are 5 small but mighty moves to take when you're stuck in the mess. Name what you're avoiding. Call it out. Clarity creates movement. Anchor in something that grounds you, whether it's a walk, a playlist, journaling, or screaming in your car. Find your anchor. Set a boundary and don't explain it. No is a full sentence. Say it with your chest. No. Ask for help from a friend, a coach, a partner. You're not weak. You're wise. Celebrate the tiny wins. You drank water today? That's a freaking win. You made the call? Win again. You paused when you used to panic? That's growth. Messy progress is still progress. All right. To the woman questioning her own worth, to the coach wondering if he or she still has it, to the mom or dad who cried in the laundry room, to the teacher who gave everything, to the leader who is quietly unraveling behind the scenes, you are not done. You are not broken. You are in the middle of a rebirth, and rebirths are messy by design. So don't you dare shrink. Don't you dare apologize for growing out loud. You are messy, you are motivated, and you are absolutely freaking made for more. All right. Please do me a favor. If this hit you right where it needed to, do me a favor. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you are the first to know when my podcast drops. Share it. Send it to someone else who is in the trenches. And remember, this isn't just a podcast. It's a movement, a mirror, a megaphone for people who've been too quiet for too long. This is Nicole Cato. Messy, motivated, made for more. And we're not just healing here, people. We are reclaiming everything. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.